Sunday Sharpe, dee 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 dee. Sunday Sharpe, dee 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 dee. Sunday Sharpe, dee 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 dee. Hello, 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 hello. How are everybody? Mr. Mark. Yes, you are first. Congratulations. You win some kudos. I shall just. There you go. There's an awful of kudos coming at you. Willkommen. I hope everyone is well this week. Let me just get myself out of top chat while I remember. Because otherwise we'll get an hour and a half into the stream and I'll be wondering why I'm not seeing any comments. Yeah, the kudos is winging its way across the North Sea. It's just coming up a fjord right now. It travels extremely fast, kudos. Anyone else here? Say hello in the chat. Otherwise, it's going to be me and Mark chatting for a couple of hours. That might get a bit dull. Not to say it's not going to get dull anyway, but hey, you know, it's that time of year where there's not a lot happening. Anyways, so as I said, hope everyone is well and healthy and happy. Yeah, we got 3 lurkers, Mark. There's people not saying anything. They're being sneaky. There's a Brian. Oh, sick again, but trying to stay awake. Oh dear. Get well soon, Brian. And lovely Ruby Begonia. Hello, Ruby. And thank you for becoming a Zach friend and joining the membership. And being on the replay crew most weeks as well. Yeah, so shall we start out? Shall we see what's been going on? That's Zach, the little floof monster, the ghost cat. Come on. And that's the poop emoji, which I won't squeeze right now because it's a squeaky dog toy and Lucy will probably go nuts. Yes, the Pat Mini filter modification. I saw that come up earlier, yes. I just realised my video camera is where I left it when I filmed the video on Tuesday that went out this week, which is in front of the shrimp tank. We better move that with Mark being here. Otherwise we shall get in trouble for not having shrimp on show. Oh. So if anyone was wondering what I film my videos on, it's a Canon Legria HFR 706. Good enough for what I do, which is just point cameras at things and waffle. Fap cam. No, this is the fap cam. Good evening, my lady. Lady Diane, how are you? Yeah, you know, it's one of my streams. We're 5 minutes and we're talking about fap cams. And thank you very much. Mark using all the emojis that I spent hours working over. Minutes. Best time over here. Evening, Undertaker. Hope you're well as well. Yeah, so what's been occurring in the Fishy room this week? Stuff. Everyone well, healthy. Well, up until yesterday. The tannins have started coming out. The new bit of wood. Plecos are plecking. Mollies are molling. Snails are snailing. We are snailing. The grape ape. Oh dear! Don't put me anywhere near a grape. Oh, Ugh. There's only one good use of grapes, and that's squashing and fermenting them. Everyone else is well and healthy and happy. Missy Crib is looking rather horny at the moment. That's the Subocellatus pelvicochromis. You might be able to see her on camera if she stays around. She's got her colours up. I don't know if it was Sharpe, whether it'll actually pick her colorations up or not. She's got black front and back, yellow head and big pink belly, which means she's looking for Mr. Pisto or Mr. Crib to do what cribs are supposed to do. But he seems to not want to, which is okay at the moment because I'm kind of overrun. We have 2, if not 3, spawns of shell dweller fry this week. Would show you, but shell dweller fry are absolutely minuscule. On the cushion, that is a Serenity class transport ship Firefly from the TV series Firefly or the movie Serenity. Yes, sci-fi nerd. And in front of it is my backy pouch, just in case you were wondering. Yes, so loads and loads of baby shellies. I'll say loads and loads, probably about a dozen, maybe 18. But speaking of horny fish, these guys, the happy caras, the big electric blue caras, we have 2 males, and it's that time of the month where they both get the horn, and they get aggressive. So usually with each other, which isn't a problem. It's normally just a bit of chasey, showy, lip locky. But for some reason this time, we have the female Molly with the big lyre tail, who is currently up here by the filter, has had a good chomp on her back end. So she's got a rather large bruise on her tail. And this one, who's been very brave getting in between them, one of them has had a go at one of her eyes, and it's kind of hanging out, as it were. So fingers crossed they'll both be okay. The lyre tail should be, but the one with the eye issue may not. She's eating okay, so I'm not too worried about her. Oh, Callaway's had to get new fish, so I've got a whole bunch of notifications deciding to come through. Yeah, Firefly was an awesome show. I'm guessing something went wrong, Callaway. That's why you had to get new fish. That's never a good thing, because fish can be brutal. They can. I got the yo-yo loaches because they turn psycho. My angelfish turned psycho. My bichie didn't turn psycho as such. He just got to the size where I couldn't really keep anything smaller than the Acaras in the tank with him. If there's anything much smaller than them, he would eat in one mouthful. Hello, lovely Steph. How are you, my dear? And yeah, I'm glad to hear everyone's okay from the tornadoes and storms in the States. And J Rock, he's chatting, he's not doing stuff. Evening, Scully. Ooh. So the only wind issues around here have been indoors. Yes, I did fart loud enough to make the neighbour's dog bark yesterday. Evening, Rough Ivy Rose. I'm sure there's nothing rough, he says, trying to look at the picture. Austin, yes, everyone's turning up. I'm getting popular. What the heck's going on here? I must be doing something wrong. And John the Fisherman, how do you do? Yes, I get the reference from the Primus song. because my name is also John and I used to be a fisherman. So yeah, I got that one a lot as well. Yes, well, when I saw that Chris had Rocco and Rico on there, I figured he'd probably be a little bit overrunny. J-Rock's, what are they doing stuff? Watching Nautilus explore the ocean floor and seeing two things not yet seen by humans on the voyage. Cool. So, and Lorena, hello. Not quite sure what vasf.tech means, but hey, I'm sure if you turn out to be a troll, someone's going to boot you. Probably me. Yes, so I got some new pea puffers. Little murder beans. Did they murder bean each other? Yes, that can happen. Done. Lady Di's done with shopping. Good, good, good. So what else has happened this week? Not a huge amount. Water changes. Mary's birthday, so I do have some mods, Steph. I think I should possibly make that a perk of being a member. Does that sound a good idea to me? Or to you even? I think that's what I shall do. As people start trundling past in green or whichever membership colour they happen to be, I shall modify them. There we go. And if you don't want to be a mod, then just say I don't want to be a mod. I don't expect you to do anything. Because number one rule here, hello Sandy. Number one rule here is I like to feed the trolls and troll the trolls. It's only if it's something obviously bad, nasty, horrible boot. Otherwise, let me have some fun with them. And I also have friends, mostly from my modelling days, who do occasionally pop up just to troll me. And I wouldn't expect anything else. And to the new people, yes, I do smoke and I drink energy drinks. And there she is, as the delicious, delightful, darling Dee Dee. Oh, thank you very much, Sandy, for the £3 super sticker. With the hippo doing, I'm not entirely sure what, stroking his forearm, then putting his finger up in the air. Most appreciated. Tetra's almost all, oh, that's not good. That's never good. Ex-fishies are the worst fishies. Best fishies are new fishies. But the really best fishies are surprise new baby fishies. And they're always good. Unless you're like me, and if I see a pair of bristlenoses in a cave right now, I'm probably going to cry. Because the last thing I need is more bristlenoses right now. Look out, everybody! Patty's here! Yay! Hello, Patty. Yes, you're a mod, Mark. I say, you know how these things work. You know what I'm like. So I think most people here know what I'm like. And mods, feel free to pop links to your latest videos in the chat or your channels, whatever. It's all cool. Sandy, of course, you can be a rocker. Rock on. And yes, Patty, the fish tank t-shirt. Subtle, covers both of the things I really kind of like, and it's cool. And I'm going to have to find out if it's actually copyrighted. If that logo isn't copyrighted, I might have to steal it or slightly modify it. Because I do really need a logo. Lenin Cat is probably not quite the right thing to have. Although most people probably don't realise that it is Lenin Cat. Yeah, one strong fish certainly is. Mind you want to see strong fish, look at shell dwellers. The size of the rocks and stuff they just pick up and move with their mouths. And they actually pick up the shells and move them. Which, when you consider that the shells are big enough to get half a dozen of them in there. Dee Dee's doing shameless plugs. She's going to be on Fish Mafia tonight. Kayla's Aquatics and Exotics, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 1 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And Dee Dee's from Eastern NC, North Carolina. I'm not 100% on US states. Yeah, so I think that about covers where we're at fishy wise this week. Nothing really died, and just new baby shellies and new baby shrimpies, but that just kind of happens pretty much every day that there are new baby shrimpies, especially in there. The one that gives Mark conniption fits every time he sees it. Thank you very much, Steph. Oi, oi, oi. There's a Mr. Dennis, a tater salad. How the devil art thou? We're getting all the cool people in today. Oh, thank you very much. Liking the stream, it helps me grow. I don't need to grow anymore. I need to lose weight. That 10 pound or 5 kilo I lost the other week or last week, I'll put back on again. Yeah, filled the belly back up. And another John, Mr. Oliver. Hello, sir. How the devil art thou? Right, so on a non-fishy note, other things I've been getting up to. Now, old timers to the channel will remember Mary and I visit a local ruined church, Tibbetshaw St Mary, which, bear with me if it is haunted. The spirits of the Reverend who passed in 1671 and his wife, and a young lad who died in 1911 at the age of 11. That's why it's easy to remember. We visited them today to lay a couple of wreaths on their graves and had some experiences, shall we say. So we laid the wreaths, said a few words. I said plenty. You know me, waffle, it happens. And lit a candle for each of them in the vestibule, as it were, that's remaining in the church. And that was a very nice experience. We definitely encountered all three again. Hail to the king, baby. Give me some sugar. And don't make me show you my boomstick. That is if Michael Caine could have played Ash Campbell. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, so that was an interesting experience. I'm probably going to do a follow-up video about that church and the experiences Mary and I have had there, and all the interesting things and little bits of things we picked up over the time. And there's a Shanna. How are you, me dearie? Hope your dates have been going well. Shanna Banana. Mark's favourite film, The Army of Darkness. Where is it? I've got the limited edition version somewhere. Hang on. If you've not got it, you're going to hate me for this, Mark. Ugh. This is probably covered in about an inch of dust, which is kind of apt for what it is. Sort of a squidgy, leathery, limited edition version. And yeah, that's covered in dust. Weirdly, I don't even have a DVD player at the moment. Dennis, thank you very much for joining and becoming a Zach friend. If you didn't know, that is Zach. Yes, the Necronomicon. Sandy's got about 1,000 DVDs that need a home. Join the club. Yeah, I've got 3 shelves there. That unit, another shelf, a couple of carousels, a couple of disc gears, a couple of other random small ones. Most of my TV stands full, you know. So, and Dee Dee's going to be co-hosting the Aquatic Morning Show while Rocco recovers from his sex change operation. Being there is the help. So I should be about all week. So Jess, if you're listening and you need someone, let me know. I'm about. I can not swear and be, family friendly for a couple of hours a day at least. Be there or be square. Maybe not Mondays. I might be doing water changes all day, but Well, I did get a bit ahead. I had to do a 3rd water change of the week on the big Pleco tank, but when you got 150 inches of Pleco and 54 litres of water, which is 14 gallons, yeah, we're getting onto the foot per gallon rule, so filters get a bit mucky fairly rapidly in there. And yeah, they need cleaning out 2 or 3 times a week. But hey, it's a 5-minute job to do. How many tanks have I got? At the moment, there are 14 running. That one's got water in it, but nothing turned on. And I've got an empty one upstairs. And I've got a few tubs with nothing in at the moment, thankfully. And a pond, which is out in the garden. And it's pitch black, as you know, so. And it's a natural kind of pond. I mean, it's man-made, but it's kept in a natural way. It's not filtered. It's not fed. It's not looked after, let's be honest. And in the pond, we have approximately 8.3 bajillion pond snails. We have 3 comic goldfish, Watson, Holmes, and Moriarty. Baskerville, unfortunately, did die. And it's also home to basically the entire colony of frogs in this area of Attleborough. So, yeah. Late February, early March, there will probably be 20 to 30 frogs breeding in there at any one point. And I will have to keep the door shut, otherwise I won't be able to sleep because of the constant Brr, brr. Oh, no, not flipping things. Pond snails are awesome. Pond snails rock. Fish tanks, aquarium snails rock. I mean, heck, if you don't like snails, Sandy, you ain't gonna like this tank. That is a ram's horn farm. It's the leaning tower of ram's horns as it falls over. Now they've actually got a chunk of broccoli stem in there, which they're feeding on. Oh, pond failed already. Tub's frozen, water went across the ice and all leaked out. Oh dear, not good. Yeah, it's like ponds. People overcomplicate ponds. You don't need 3 million tons of filtration on them. You don't need anything. You don't need to do water changes. You don't need to add chemicals to get rid of algae. Just leave them be. They sort themselves out. If you've got too much living in there, it dies. Third and final shameless plug is for Ladies' Night, Tuesday, 9 Eastern Standard Time. And Dee Dee does like to get around a bit. Woof woof. Sandy keeps koi. So, yeah, common carp. They're quite happy in a muddy puddle in the. They live off the muck in the bottom. That's the thing. That's what koi are. They're a common carp, Cyprinus carpio. The lake pig, as fishermen call it. They eat anything they can find. Dee Dee has more plugs than an adult toy store. Is that more plugs than Rico? And congratulations on the pygmy cories, Mr. Tater Salad. I have cory eggs in a tub at the moment, hoping they'll hatch this time. Not a huge amount, but hey, I don't really want to get overrun with cories. That does lead me on nicely to a good question. Would you rather cory-sized plecos or common pleco-sized cories? Assuming you have a tank big enough to look after a school of 18-inch corydoras. Because I think the latter would be extremely cool. Who the phone typed out diabetes? Oh dear, we don't want to know what you've been looking forward to then, Patty. Yeah, it seems like people are with me. Pleco-sized cories would be a winner. So I mean, my pond, it will sit there, it will freeze solid. Most I might do is go out and whack the ice with a hammer, just to break it up a bit. Other than that, it's only 2.5, 3 foot deep at the deep end, and maybe a foot deep at the shallow end. It's 150 gallon. It's yeah, that's what I thought. Pleco-sized cories would be awesome, and because cories can air breathe, at that size, you could cuddle a cory. How cool would that be? I mean, catching them would be a nightmare. You'd need to use a fishing landing net or electrofish the blooming things to catch them if you needed to. Did put live fish in the house. Yeah, actually, J-Rock, that is a bloody good idea. Building a greenhouse around the pond, keep it warmer, keep it more humid. And if you wanted to grow any veggies or anything in there, you just fertilize it with the water out of the pond, or just get your trowel, stick it in the bottom of the pond and scoop a scoop full of pond muck out and chuck that on the flower beds or the veg beds. Yeah, as I say, my pond, no filtration, and it runs 0 nitrates, despite being way overstocked, according to any sensible kind of thing, with the amount of snails and frogs and stuff in there. That's because of the pond muck in the bottom. It's got anaerobic bacteria in it, which eats the nitrates. Kind of doable. There's not a big space. Think about. Yeah, so I mean, greenhouses these days, I say they aren't that expensive, but the price of glass has gone up a lot. So the actual frame might be cheap, pardon me, but all the glass panels for it, yeah, it might start costing a bit. Sandy gives banana plants, mulberry, almond, other plants going in upon the greenhouse. Yeah. And Anthony's there. Yo, Anthony. Love your gorgeous new kitty cat. I was really tempted to make a remark about his facial markings. Because being the black cat with the 2 white sort of cheeks and then the white nose, it does look like a cock and balls. It's a standard cat marking, but that's where my mind goes to. It's amazing what a pond does for a garden. It attracts wildlife, and all the wildlife does everything else in the garden good. It attracts the birds, the frogs, the insects, which eat smaller insects and bugs, and the frogs eat the spiders and the slugs. So yeah, it's a win-win situation. And my back garden is more of a wildlife refuge. In other words, it's overgrown and chaotic, but it works well because it attracts the wildlife, and everyone else's gardens around here is either concrete or just lawn, super short lawn, and it doesn't really attract much in the way of wildlife apart from spiders. Don't own any glass for greenhouses, it's all plastic. It shows how out of touch I am. Oh, Mark forgot he was doing a water change. Oh dear. There's going to be some shrimp going, it's dry, it's dry. Or, oh bugger, we have a flood in the shrimp room. If we see a flood video coming up next week on Mark's channel, we'll know why. Yeah, I'll say it again, it just shows how long it's been since I ever looked at greenhouses. They were all glass with aluminium frames back then. It's probably all plastic now. Sorry, aluminum for our American friends. But yeah. So I don't know if anyone watched this week's video, but yeah, I'm quite surprised I've not had any hate or upset over that one, considering what I was talking about. And I was talking about canister filters and my thinking on cleaning them and the media used. And I hope what I said makes sense, because it does to me. And maybe made a few people think about what they're doing. Evening, Amano. How the devil are you? It's in the waterfall features made from foam and concrete. I have sort of not necessarily the pre-made ones, but yeah, I know the ones you mean. They do look quite cool. Best thing to do once you've made it and all the concrete is set is cover the concrete in live yogurt or yogurt. Just paint it on there with a brush, and it might smell a bit funky for a little while, but that will get the algae and the lichens growing on there nicely. Cover up the fact that it's concrete. Old tip. And he's just got some aminos for the algae. Yes, they are good at that. Mollies are good at that as well. I guess you could probably have a tank with just algae eaters. You could have your bristlenoses and snails for your green spot algae and the stuff that grows on the glass. Your live bearers for the green hair algae. And then Siamese algae is for the blackbeard algae. And apparently shrimp will eat cyanobacter as well, or blue-green algae. Now that could be an interesting tank. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this spring, once it starts warming up again, I'm pretty sure we're not going to get any more frosts. That's the main thing, no more frosts. Not really a summer tubbing thing. I thought mollies they would likely eat all the livestock. What else eats hair algae? Oh, what can live and not eat shrimp? You have pygmy cories, you have CPDs, all the dwarf rasboras, all those kind of teeny tiny little fishies. Bristlenoses, clown plecos, snails. Weirdly, one of the strongest shrimp colonies I had was actually in what is now the shell dweller tank. And I didn't, well, it was a shrimp tank. I stripped it down because it had really bad planaria. Mark will remember how bad the planaria was in that tank. That was put the API test tube trap in with a bit of beef mince in, and half an hour later, it's full of planaria, kind of full. No. Well, I mean, CPDs might nail the occasional baby shrimp, but they don't bother anything really. But yeah, in this tank, it had been a shrimp tank. I took all the shrimp out, redid it, new substrate, blah blah blah, all that, and so there were no shrimp in there. Anyone who keeps shrimp knows that there's no such thing as getting all the shrimp out of a tank, especially when it's a fluval flex and it's got rear compartments. I had a trio of butterfly cichlids, a longfin super red bristlenose, and half a dozen glow light chopray danios in there. Then one day I saw something red. What was that? Oh, it's a shrimp. Oh, it must have been one in the back. Oh, never mind. It'll get munched. It's only one shrimp. I ain't too worried. No. Yes. And then a few days later I saw another one, and another one, and another one. Then when I came to strip the tank down, because I wanted shellies, there were around about 100 cherry shrimp living in there, with 3 cichlids that love to eat shrimp, and half a dozen danios that love to eat small crustaceans. Job done. Yeah, it was like, hang on, I thought all these fish were meant to, apart from the bristlenose, were meant to eat shrimp. Oh, Anthony's got another tank maturing for some shrimpies. And there's a Danny boy. Good evening, Daniel-san. How are you, sir? Yeah, we all hope Amano is on the mend. Yeah, so current my current accidental shrimp colony is with CPDs, pygmy cories, a trio of clown plecos. So, and that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I'm going to have to start selling out of there as well again. Keep shopping with small shrimps, they don't breed. Yeah, I can't stop mine from breeding. Yes. I mean, in my blue shrimp they're going nuts now. So with a little luck, we shall soon have 3 colonies we can sell from. I'm going to need more places to sell them to. What are you doing, Shelley? Are you having another argument? Are you having a grumble at each other? Is that because 3 of you have got babies? Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah, I'm not the person to talk to about keeping shrimp. I just add water and let things go. Pretty much, see what happens. I do probably 10% water change every week. Give the substrate a vac every once in a while. Clean out filter. Pull out a couple of handfuls of algae and moss every week. That kind of thing. Yeah. It just keeps going and going and going. If I tried to water change at 160 TDS, I'd have some serious problems. My water comes out the tap at about 320, which is why the shell dwellers do really well, trying to find shrimp in unexpected places. Yeah. Well, there are shrimp in the new tank as well, Dan. The 64 with the Limia perugiae and the Subocellatus pelvicochromis. And we know cribs love to eat shrimp. Cribs eat anything. Evening, Jellystone. Hello. And Jeremy. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry, but hello. I get carried away waffling, and there's quite a lot of people here today, which is quite a surprise. Kiwi shrimp is do not overfeed. Yeah, I mean, literally this one down here, I chuck a couple of algae wafers in every day, and that's it. Which I know sounds like a lot of food for a small shrimp tank. There's a lot of shrimp in that shrimp tank. So, yeah. So the blues get half an algae wafer, and the incidental colony gets 2 algae wafers, but then there's 3 clown plecos in there, so they eat quite a bit of it. The best guesstimate in that tank, there are around 300 adult cherry shrimp and probably around the same amount of shrimplets. And feed twice a week, Monday and Thursday. Yeah, when you've got that many shrimplets or shrimp in 20 litres of water, they need a lot of food. Problem is, that means they do a lot of poops, which means they need a lot of clearing out, which means it grows a lot of algae, but they also eat the algae. So, you know, if I get really hacked off with cleaning the algae off the glass, I'll just drop one of my spare nerites in there. So I think there's 3 or 4 nerite snails in there somewhere. And the reason that one's looking a bit murky is because the tannins are coming out of the wood that went in there last week, which is all good. We like tannins. Tannins are good and healthy for fishies. And plus, there's 150 bristle noses in there as well. There's about 25 mollies. Mine's got 3 empty tanks. I just got the one, but I've got 2 batches of bristle noses in breeder boxes that are going to be ready to go into it. I need to sell some. Yeah, so with that video, what I say makes sense to me, Dan. Whether it makes sense to everyone, I don't know, but it does to me. And when you see how mucky the bit of floss is that I take out from the top basket, you'll understand why I do it how I do it. Drip. Yeah, drip acclimating and water changing. How I do a water change in my shrimp tank. No shrimp, pour in bucket. Do that stuff, fill the bucket up, empty the bucket, refill it with fresh water out the tap, dechlorinate it. Job done. See, part of my thinking on it is it's what they get used to. Kind of a variation on the treat and mean, keep them keen kind of thing, where or only the strong will survive. My water changes would give you a heart attack, Mark. Oh, heck, it scares enough people. I just get the water straight out the tank, even just for the fish tanks, that I get the water out of the tap, chuck some safe in it, give it a stir around and pour it into a tank. There's no temperature matching and pH matching and what have you. But I think I get away with it, as it were, get away with it. Mostly because I have hardy fish. Secondly, because they're used to it. And probably another reason, which was the first one I thought of that I've now forgot. Yeah, I don't do big water changes. I hear people talking about, oh, I do minimum 50% water change every week. Or I do 90% every 3 days on my discus tank. And I'm like, seriously? And you wonder why your fish keep dying? I mean, let's say this is a 200 litre and it gets a 30 litre water change each week. That's it. It's not lightly stocked. I mean, it doesn't look that full, but there's 2 full-grown Acara in there, 2 full-grown bristle noses, and 2 chonkers clown loaches, plus God knows how many snails. I don't keep Carradina sandy because my tap water is like liquid rock. If I went to the kitchen tap now, I could chip lumps of lime scale off of it. Yellowstone is asking if anyone has bred a monos, and a mono shrimp is there. The one person I know of has actually done it. Is getting them pregnant, getting them buried, and dropping eggs isn't the hard part. It's keeping the babies alive. Tap is 0 kh. What's mine? Mine comes out of the tap 18 kh, 20 gh. Usually somewhere around there. Sometimes it's harder. Sometimes I have to chip lumps, just chip a few lumps off and then put them in the tank. And then they kind of dissolve into the tank. read you can feed the babies yeast. I think yeast makes sense because you can feed yeast to shrimp anyway. Cherries, apple, Neo, and Caradina. There we go, Dee Dee. Foxy Fishy says bread hermanos. Little Miss Foxy Roxy. Oh, my phone's peeping at me. A bit of a strange time for it to be peeping at me. It's probably telling me I'm live on YouTube. Or something's gone wrong somewhere. Who. Quick check. Sorry, it's Mary telling me she got home safely, that she forgot to send the text earlier. Yeah, last year was weird. We all got a bit confused last year. This year hasn't been much better, to be honest. Is there a significant difference between dry yeast and bruised yeast? Bruised yeast is alive already. So if you pop it in the tank, it starts doing good straight away and is edible straight away. Whereas the dried yeast, you kind of have to bring it to life. Mark did do some very good videos on creating a yeast culture using yeast. Some was it snowflake food and a 2-litre water bottle or cola bottle or whatever happens to be your poison of choice. Forget whether that was last year or the year before, but there are videos on Mark Shrimp Tanks on how to do that. I think we're all praying 22 is better than 21, but let's not like do massive celebrations or anything. Let's sneak up on it. Let's just sneak into 2022 without anything realizing. We might get away with it. You see, Mark, I do watch videos and I do sometimes even pay attention. Yeah, because so if you're using the dried yeast, then using a chunk, or then using the bottle method and giving it something to feed on, ferment. Pre and probiotics fine, but just keeping the water very clean is the main thing. Good filtration, etc. Yeah. So my shrimp tank may look an absolute mess, but the water is clean. The giveaway is it's a healthy, thriving, multiplying colony. What a lot of people seem to get confused by is the difference between what they think is a clean tank. Oh, sorry, we're just untangling things. Oh. To a lot of people, that looks like an absolute mess. Oh, look, there's someone's sticker on there. That looks absolute green hell mess to most people. But trust me, that is a very healthy shrimp tank. While we're here, Sean will probably turn up if I do this. We look down in the middle. The one at the back and the one nearer the front have both got fry. If any of them go across the back of the tank, you'll see them. And the one, which way is it? The one a little further over has got fry as well. Come on, Shelly babies, show yourselves. Hold the camera straight might help. There you go. There's one going up the back of the tank now. And yes, we have algae on the glass in the Shelly tank. And there's some of the previous babies. And somewhere in there is a teeny tiny little one, which is the one that survived a month and a bit in an unheated, unfiltered, unfed tank. This is it, Mark. Green hell is heaven to shrimp. Exactly. And it's the same with a lot of fish tanks as well. Evening, Daniel. Other Daniel. Another week of work completed, 2 days off now. You lucky get. Mind you, if you've done Saturday and Sunday this time of year, you have my sympathies. Busy. Lots of people haven't got a clue what the hell they're doing, looking to buy people presents for Christmas. And you having to deal with the Christmas songs all day long as well. Yeah, not great. I don't know if you can in the States, Yellowstone. But in the UK, if you go to the bakery or the in-store bakery section of the supermarket, where they bake their own bread, you can actually buy live yeast by the block, by weight. If any UK residents didn't know that, if you go to your local Sainsbury's or whatever that's got a in-store bakery where they bake the bread, they will be able to sell you live yeast as well. Saturday wasn't that busy, but today was. Yeah, I think Saturday most people stayed in because what we heard today was busy out. Yeah, where we went was dead, but it was a ruined church, so kind of expected. If tank is clear, it's not stable for shrimp. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm a risk taker. But when I had the Vorticella, whatever you want to call it, outbreak in my blue tank, just blue shrimp, and nothing special. I pulled all the substrate out, the filter out, the heater out, all the rocks and plants out, replaced all the substrate with new substrate. I've scrubbed the tank clean as well. New substrate, new piece of wooden plant, new, they hadn't been in a shrimp tank. New filter, bleached the heater, refilled it, stuck the shrimp back in, didn't lose any. And they've had 3 or 4 salt dips, and now they are clear. Yeah, so the salt dips did the trick, Mark. Salt dips and removing the malts as well. But yeah, that will be this week's video, is the after the Vorticella, because 2 weeks ago was the oh crap, my shrimp are furry. This week's will be the woohoo, my shrimp are bald. It appears the trolls are out tonight trying to get people to click on dodgy links. Hey, I don't care, it's all views. Even if they're only here for long enough to put that on. Yeah, it wasn't the easiest to get rid of, and thankfully it's only a 15-litre tank. Yeah, I just gave them a salt dip each week. Was it 1 tablespoon of salt to 500 ml of water? So it's supposed to be 15 grams. Thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 15 grams to 500 ml. So I dumped 3 heat spoonfuls in 1.5 litres, and just caught the shrimp in the net, popped them into that, sat and counted for 30 seconds, and popped them into a jug with water out of their tank in. I did that. Oh yeah, sorry, not bored. Reverse Rapunzel. Yeah, because I'm extremely hirsute these days. I mean, that's not a centre parting on purpose. It just happens that there's no hair there anymore. The anti-Rapunzel. Yeah, You've heard of the faux hawk. This is the exact opposite. I'm not bald. It's a reverse mohawk. Yeah, so four salt dips, and they're all completely clear of any parasites now. So I forget whose channel I watched several videos, and they all said the same thing. So that's what I went with to fix that problem. Because I was thinking, oh damn, am I going to have to get more levamisole or fenbendazole or whatever? But that's one of the things I do if I've got a nasty disease or worm thing in the tank that needs fixing, is I completely strip and redo the tank just to make sure I've got rid of any eggs or whatever might be lurking in there somewhere, which is why this one is still looking a bit of a state after the Camellanus outbreak, which has all cleared up now. Nobody's got any red wriggly bits hanging out of their bum holes. So, you know, all good. I know I might have red wriggly bits hanging out of my bum hole, but, you know, that'd be an interesting one to go to the doctor with. Good question. Does no Planaria have a shelf life? I've not used no Planaria either. I use fenbendazole. What did I use to treat the big tank? Luckily I actually had it, and it was recommended to me by someone in chat, Mr. Daniel, sir, is the Isha NDX, which is about the only way we can get levamisole in the UK that is actually set, you know, dosages, etc., ready for a fish tank. Well, I did finish the whole bottle, but you know, that's a lot cheaper to replace than all the fish would have been, especially a breeding pair of bristlenoses, which pay most of my bills at the moment. Like if my doctor is a video call. This is the thing with fish keepers or shrimp keepers. We tend to got bottles of all sorts of potions and weird things hanging around. I've got Melafix, Pemafix, prevents algae, which didn't really do anything. I have no idea really why I got it. I think it might have been on offer, and I had, yeah, it was Pets at Home, and I had vouchers. It was something like buy 2 bottles of API stuff, get 1 free. I've had that as well, Mark. And it was like, well, I need some quick start or whatever. What else do I need? Because I don't need 2 bottles of that algae fix. It was buy 1, get 1 free. Glad it worked. Well, it worked for you, so good enough for me. If it hadn't worked, then it hadn't worked. I would have tried something else. It's just the way things are. Although I did go a bit over the top on the tank cleaning, probably. Chucking out like 5-6 gallons of plants. And Pete, hey, Dan, you know, I go where what I want to get is at. And if I want, because I get the vouchers, so I make use of the vouchers. This is where I got a Lovefish Panorama 40 with all the substrate, the plants, the wood, the heater. What else did I get? Snails. And everything else, basically the tank that is now the Corey tank. I got it all set up, sorted for less than 100 quid because of vouchers. If I'd have paid full price for it, it'd have been probably nearer 200. So, you know, anyway, I had to run momentarily to go and wrestle with my inner demons. I shall be back in a minute. Don't run away. Got any questions? Good time to stick them in chat, because I'll read them when I come back. Oh, old. Oh, broken. Ow. Yeah. Don't take stairs two at a time when you're getting older and your knees are knackered. Ugh. Ooh, here we got some. Ooh, South Wales. Ooh, oh dear. Yes, I used to live in Cumbernauld. Yeah, spell that if you're not in Wales. It's but yeah, I'm Attleborough, Norfolk. God's own butthole, basically. Nothing interesting ever happens here. Dan says, I did go over and above, but can't be too careful. Exactly. I mean, Camelana swims is not something you want getting into the local water system. Because it can infect humans as well. It's not a good thing to have. And as I do supply shops, I had to make very sure that I got rid of it. Don't worry, Mark, I haven't got Nightbot on. Yes, Ruby is in Northern Ireland. Cap's rage against the machine. And Lady Diane is in St. Louis. Scully is in Kansas. Yellowstone, obviously, in Wyoming. Although Yellowstone is in multiple states. Yeah. Mark actually lives in Subwasatang land. If you really want to upset people, just call it underwater tang. Because then they can't rage it pronouncing Subwasatang wrong. Subwasa only means underwater. You know. Obviously not that I promote, upsetting people on purpose much. Exactly, Mark. I know Germans rage at you all the time. It is not Subwassertang. It is Subwassertang. No, it's underwater tang. We're English. Yeah, I hate how they took that away as well, Mark, where you could just click on the channel and then click subscribe or go to channel, That was just a really annoying thing to get rid of. I understand why they did it. It was to make the sub for sub streams go away, and it kind of worked with that. Because it was just so easy for people to just go substream, and you just go down and click and click and click, click and click and click and click, click, click. And everyone gets thousands of subscribers. And then the very next day, they all go because YouTube removes them all. Hair algae, is it a blackbeard algae? Suggestions on getting rid of. Flourish, is it XL? Or neat hydrogen peroxide? 3%, I believe. That's what I've got, food grade. And literally apply it directly to the algae. Using a patented 5mm syringe that didn't come out of a Calpol bottle, honest. But yeah, that's all I use is the Seachem Flourish XL or just your common and garden. Yeah. Hydrogen peroxide. Yeah. Turn the filters off. Let everything calm down, quieten down in the tank, and literally just spot apply straight onto it. Yeah, it's the one that's the algae side. Don't think it's standard Flourish. Let's have a look. Ingredientes. Yeah, it's the XL you want because that's the one with the glyceraldehyde in it. Don't use it if you've got Vallisneria in the tank though. Yeah, because if you've got the filters on, then the filters move the water and just takes all the hydrogen peroxide away from the blackbeard algae. Yeah, Siamese algae eater. Yeah, only a young one because they stop eating it. Yeah, Mark's got many videos. Yes, the peroxide is good for blackbeard algae and is shrimp safe, providing you use it in the sensible dosage, which Mark knows and will probably put directly in chat if his memory is working. But yeah, Spix's snails will eat it as well, apparently. But I tend to just go with like a 5mm syringe. Although the only Siamese algae eaters are available at Maidenhead, Norwich. Well, there is something else you sell at Maidenhead, Norwich that also likes to eat blackbeard algae. And she's hiding at the moment. But this little dude, his partner, Bertie, the albino or the sunshine bristlenose, yeah, she likes eating blackbeard algae. There was a load of blackbeard algae in this tank and she ate it all. It's quite funny because she'd be wearing a beard of blackbeard algae where she'd be munching away on it. HCO2 is 3%, divided 10 on. Yeah, just the ones, just one. Yeah, just in a smallish shrimp tank. Yeah, just a couple of mil, few mil, and literally just spot apply it. It will go red. It will fizz first, which is always cool to watch. Then it will go red, and it might go white, but the shrimp will eat it as soon as it starts going red. Yeah, yeah, she's a weird bristlenose down. Not only is she now taken to spawning every 18 days, which is a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, she eats blackbeard algae. The mollies eat the green hair algae, some of it anyway. And yeah, the bristlenoses clean the glass, mostly. Yeah, The only tank I really have an algae problem in is that shrimp tank. And that's only since I took all the snails out of it. And I took the snails out of it because the bioload was getting ludicrous. Tank size in litre divided by H2O2 percentage. So the tank size is 90 litres and you use 3%, your dose is 30 mil. Yeah. And if you need to use 30 mil of peroxide, you got a lot of blackbeard algae. Although I kind of like the way blackbeard algae looks. If it just like stuck to like growing on the rocks and the wood and what have you, it'd be super cool. Just like flowing away in the current. But unfortunately, it grows on everything, including the plants, which is never good. And it always feels weird when I'm sort of giving advice about keeping fish, considering how short a length of time I've been doing it. Entire tank dosing, not spot dosing. Yeah, exactly. But you know, that is the amount you can safely use to spot dose said blackbeard algae. So if you've not got a huge amount, just fill up your little syringe and squirt it on and let it do its thing. If it's still there in a couple of days or a week, squirt it on again, but it does kill it real quick. I had it first time I saw it. I used the old peroxide on it, squirted it on. It started fizzing away instantly, and like the next day, it had all gone red. Now I do get algae. I get the green algae on the glass in the Cory tank, but that's because it gets direct sunlight through the front door. If I haven't pulled the front door curtain, and the sun comes straight through the door, especially this time of year, and just booms. If I'm cutting back on feeding, fixes algae issues. Yeah, I mean, if I cut back on feeding, they would probably eat all the algae in there. But, you know, there's a lot of shrimp. So your tanks are, how can I put it, cleaner than mine. Yeah, I'll say the big trick is to turn off the filter when you do it, because otherwise, if the water's moving, then the peroxide doesn't sit where it needs to be sat. As it's on a plant, that is kind of more an issue. If it was on a rock or something, you just pull the rock out and scrub it off, or dunk the rock in the peroxide and then put the rock back in the tank. But yeah, I mean, given the amount of light these tanks get and the amount of muck that goes into them, they should all be really heavily infested with algae. Yeah, except the fact that each one of them has got at least 70 whistle noses in it. Yeah, saying I'm using tap water as well, so I don't get high phosphate. There's a little bit of phosphate in there. Yeah, I mean, it can come out of the tap. I've had water come out of the tap at 80 parts per million nitrate, which is not great, but and yeah, you do need to deal with the cause so it doesn't return. I mean, as I say, I've identified the causes. I know what's causing it. Do I use Prime? I use Safe, Mark. I'll grab my tub, which is ka-ching. It's basically concentrated Prime. I'm down to about that much in there, but that tub is 3 years old, so it goes a long way. So it works out a hell of a lot cheaper than using Prime. As I say, it's basically the same thing. Complete and concentrated dry conditioner for both fresh and salt water. Removes chlorine, chloramine, and ammonia. Safe converts ammonia into a safe non-toxic form. Yeah, ammonium. May be used during tank cycling to alleviate toxicities. Detoxifies nitrite and nitrate. Blah blah blah. So yeah, it does exactly what Prime does. It is the dry salt tub stuff. Where does it say what the dosage is? Use 1.25 grams, quarter of a teaspoon, for every 1,250 litres. Or 300 gallons. So 1 teaspoon treats 1,200 gallons or 5,000 litres. Does it stink? I have no idea. I'd assume it smells exactly the same as Prime. Because it's the same stuff. But yeah, it is concentrated. Yay, there's a Pammy. Hello, my darling. How the devil are you? Long time no see. You have trouble getting up early enough for my streams. I have trouble getting up early enough for your streams. Yeah. But yeah, I'd definitely recommend this, especially if you've got bigger tanks. It's the same kind of thing with... it is literally just Seachem Safe. That's all it is. I haven't got any links. I'm sure one of my wonderful mods may have a link. Yeah, 250 gram, which is what this tub is, treats 240,000 litres or 60,000 US gallons. Now, it is more expensive to buy than Prime, but it goes a long, long way. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Then it could stink to high heaven, and I wouldn't know. We'll put that back so I don't lose it. Well, as I say, literally, I've been on this tub for 3 years, and we've still got some left in the bottom. That's probably enough for another month or two in there. I think it's something like £22 for a tub. Was the last time I bought, because I've got another tub just in case. And sometimes it's on offer. But yeah, it's just so much cheaper than Prime, and it's the same thing. Just get yourself a set of the smaller spoons. Yeah, I have no sense of smell at all, Sandy. All that is any good for is holding them up. I've never had a sense of smell, and I've broken my nose several times. Can't use safe tanks are too small. I use safe in small tanks. I've got a set of micro measuring spoons, but I do it by the bucket. So when I'm water changing this fry rack here, I will do, maybe two and a half or 3 tanks worth of water changes in one bucket. Take the water out. Then I'll dump the bucket, fill the bucket, treat the bucket rather than the tank, and then just split it up between the tanks. And yeah, I overdose it quite a lot. I just have a teaspoon and go, yeah, how to do jewellery scales. Is that what they're called nowadays, Mark? Ah, I've got a set of them. I never measured jewellery on them, though. Oh, they are out in force tonight, aren't they? I'm trying to get people to click dodgy links that aren't links. If you get yourself a set of the, because you can get the measuring spoons for baking, you can get a microscopic set as well that are really small. Actually, what I do sometimes use for when I measure small things is the little spoon that comes with the set of shrimp foods from Mark's Shrimp Tanks. Just remember to undo the cap or your latch will explode in your latch. Yeah, back to AE spoons. Yep, exactly. Any little spoon will work perfectly well. And yeah, it doesn't go off because it is purely just a chemical. As long as you keep it done up and dry. As I say, whether it smells, pass. I'd assume it smells like prime. But you're using a lot less of it as well, so I was like, I can't smell it, but if it honked and smelt real bad, I'm sure Mary would tell me. And Mark's spoon is 0.2 grams leveled. There we go. Which is, should we try? Oh, I ain't got the thing anymore. 0.2 grams is a level 2 spoon is 5 grams. So what would that be? 10, yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, if you're unsure, you can use tiny little spoons, figure out how much they hold and mix from there. But as I empty the water out of a few smaller tanks into the same bucket and then do the whole bucket, treat it as one, and then pop it into the tanks. And I've kind of got it, yeah, about that much. Plop. It is pretty much just a dab on the end of the teaspoon. Not all dechlorinators are the same. They aren't. Anything wrong with the API? No, there isn't. Nothing at all wrong with the API dechlorinator. What is it? It's not Stress-Zyme. Oh, I've got some Stress-Zyme. What's that one? Keeps aquarium clear. Blah blah. Yeah, that's the yeah, it's a stress coat, isn't it? Is the Stress-Zyme. It's the stress coat is the API dechlorinator, isn't it? Which works just as well. I don't think the original one does detoxification-y stuff, but their new one does. However, I think that is basically exactly the same chemical composition as prime, so I'd expect it would probably smell the same as prime. We've got quick start. That's empty. Yeah, the stress coat has got aloe vera in it, which there's might not be safe for certain fish, anabantoids, because the aloe vera can apparently get into the anabantoid organ, and then they can't breathe through that because it coats it. Yeah, vitamin C is not going to do any harm. It's just me. Ow. Just a bottle of Fluval Cycle. So more bottle bacteria. But when it's 50% free, you tend to buy a bottle. Quick start, Stress-Zyme, prevent algae, Pemafix, Melafix. What else have I got down here? Anti-fin rot, neutral regulator, pH minus, which I never use. Purigen, which I never use. Tried aloe. Yeah, aloe is great on a cut. Yeah, it heals things real quick. They really are on a mission this evening, aren't they? To try and get people to click their dodgy stuff. Oh well. They're keeping you on your toes, Mark. I wouldn't worry about them, though. That kind of thing, it just scrolls past and no one pays any attention. No doubt, as soon as it goes up onto YouTube as a video, the first comment I'll get will be one of those. Just use API 1 mil per 20 gallon. Yeah, I've used API, I've used the random ones that you sometimes get when you buy a new tank and it comes with a set of chemicals, so I use those. As long as it takes the chlorine out of the water, that's all you really need to use it for. Chlorine and chloramine. If it will get rid of those, yeah, it's best. But I'm pretty sure no one here is going to start clicking on random links. I mean, I doubt if I knew how and I put a link in the chat, I doubt anyone would click on it. I never know where it's going to take them. Yeah, generally any video I upload, the very first comment is one of those links. Ban the .url. If I knew what that was, I might be able to do it. But yeah, it doesn't happen very often to me. I normally just get someone random, normally a kid who thinks they're being funny and fails dismally. Punchy likes. Pam loves the random links, except for when they lead you to Rick Astley. And hell, you know, I wouldn't troll you by sending you to Rick Astley. I would just sing it instead. Or I might say something like, Google, play Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. Or maybe, Alexa, play Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. And then find out who's got Google Dots or Alexas at home, because they're going to swear at me in about 5 seconds. I've seen it done more than once in streams. And yeah, anyone who's watched this, or keep quiet, don't tell anyone who might watch the replay. Because I might start getting snotty messages from the replay crew. You bastard. Has to be done every so often. Yeah. In the studio settings, community, banned words. Righty ho. So if I just put .url in the banned words, fair enough. Yeah, I haven't banned words. Perhaps there's some I should ban. There's quite a list of people I've banned from the channel. Mostly modelers, a few fish keepers. Just a whole bunch of random stuff. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. No singing, waiting for my coffee. Too late, Pam. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Yeah, I know it's bad. I know I've got a voice for silent movies. But I enjoy singing. And speaking of singing, there is a song and video that I urge everyone here to watch and listen to and understand. The historical metal band, yeah, I know it's weird, Sabaton, have released their latest track, which is called Christmas Truce. It is about the spontaneous Christmas truce that occurred in World War One in December of 1914. I highly suggest everyone watches it at least once. It's an extremely powerful, moving, and emotional song. And in my book, it deserves to be Christmas #1. It just deserves to be #1, full stop. Sharpe's cigarette party, exactly. The home of the reprobates and the smokers. I think Pam probably qualifies on both of those counts. Yeah, well, see, the thing with the band People Mark is you didn't do a video on Nazism in modelling. Yeah, that one got me the death threats. So, yeah. I banned some people, YouTube banned some people, and that video is still up and it's still monetized. I managed to do a 15-minute video talking about Nazism and it's monetized. Yeah. So I treated it very kid glove, but it still upset a lot of people who were closeted. Let's put it that way. Some not so. When one threatens your life and you find out who it is, and you then look at their Facebook profile picture and they're wearing an iron cross and they've got a certain crooked cross tattooed on their neck. Yeah. See you later, Sandy. Good to see you. Hope to see you again next week. Have a safe week. Death threat from a kid that thought you ate a goldfish and it's just a carrot. I'd be more upset that you ate the carrot. Because a poor rabbit went hungry. All I did was have Santa and an elf in my thumbnail and it got demonetized. Yeah, so we go, the membership perks. Yeah. I will at some point do like members only videos. If I do a members only video, no one's going to watch it. They'll be like, oh my god, I am not watching that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll say it's weird how sometimes it works. I mean, admittedly, Santa and Elf is a copyrighted image, so that would explain that. Yeah, I've upset a lot of people online, let's be honest. And I think you won't touch my health. Yeah, I think it's more the copyright because YouTube doesn't mind people with a sense of humor. A sense of humor is not cause for demonetization. Because if someone looked at that, they would have laughed and gone, yeah, okay, that's fine. Maybe the content, depending on what we were talking about, or something, but I would assume it was just copyrighted image would be the issue. Hence why when I did all my membership perk emojis, which I might be eligible for another one soon, perhaps, I searched for non-copyrighted clip art of fish or snails or ghosts, and then I modified them slightly myself so they're not exactly the same as the ones I downloaded. So I actually added to it or took away from it or did something so it's not the exact same thing. And at the size you see them when they come up as an emoji, you can't spot that anyway. So sneaky, if you're getting members and you want to do the whole emojis thing, that's the easy way to do it. Then you just open up your paint program, crop it to you know, one by one, as it were. So it's a square. Save it as emoji 1, emoji 2, emoji whatever, and then you just click the thing and put it in the thing, and job done. Hey, if it's tech and I can manage it, it's easy. I still haven't figured out how to put links in chat from here, so you know. Hey, that's what mods are for. Not a fan of membership only stuff. No, it does. To me, it does kind of feel like a paywall. There's Greg, Mr. 3G. Good evening, sir. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, I say it's the whole paywall thing. You know, showing the appreciation, and you know, I thank the people who have clicked the join button from the bottom of my black heart. Because every little helps, as the advert says. And thank you very much for the support. But yeah, I say, to me, putting things behind a paywall for members only, unless you've got hundreds of members, if the video is monetized, you're going to make more from the adverts than you are from it just being members in there. And I seriously doubt having members only videos is going to, every so often, once in a while, whatever, is going to make people click that button. People will click that button and tap the details or whatever in if they want to. If they don't, fine. I don't expect anyone to. I don't expect any super chats or anything. Just be nice and leave a like or a comment and subscribe. That's all I really ask. And if you really like it, click the notification bell and it'll tell you. Normally about half an hour after I've done something. Alienate subs. It does, because I'm a member of a couple of channels, but obviously at the moment funds are tight. So whereas I'd like to support yeah, menthol filter. You know, I'd like to support more channels, but you know, can't afford it at the moment. But you know, if all of a sudden everything disappeared behind membership paywalls, I would unsub from those channels. It's just that simple. I'm going back a few years now, but there was a modeler who I was friends with at the time who managed to get the 1,000, because it was just 1,000 subs back then. He got the 1,000 subs, he got monetized, put everything on, all the ads, everything. It was all going fine until one day in a stream, not on his channel, it was the group stream we used to do on another channel. He came out and admitted that he uses an ad blocker because he doesn't want to see any adverts whenever he watches YouTube. But he was asking people to subscribe to his channel to get extra views and extra money from his channel. Yeah, he basically killed his channel. Yeah, I say thank you, Lady Di. Yeah, exactly. Not everyone can afford to be members or pay. I know I set it as low as I can because I really don't think I'm worth any more than that. You know, if it goes crazy and people start asking for a, no, is there a higher membership level? Then I might put one in, but yeah, not exactly. Mark uses ad blocker, but no, we're talking a small channel that was not on YouTube. Yeah, so he was. Yeah, he shot himself in the foot. He was like, I got monetized, yeah, woohoo, yeah. I run ad blocker, so I don't have to see the adverts on other people's channels. But Don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. And literally during that stream, he saw his sub count drop 200 people. As everyone who was sub to him, who was watching that stream, went, yeah, unsub. And he lost his monetization and never got it back again. Yes, YouTube Premium. That'll be you that I get the money from YouTube Premium from then, will it? Mr. Graham McRobert. Good day, sir. I'm fine and dandy as far as I get. I hope you're well too. It's been a long while. Ads can, yeah, especially when it's the same bloody ads and they're all the stuff you're not interested in. And you know, you get the 5 seconds and you can skip the ad for most. But to me, if you get to that 5 seconds and they haven't told you what they're advertising, no, you're advertising a product. Tell us what the product is straight away. Then if we're interested, we may watch the rest of the advert. If you don't tell us what it's for until right at the end, we're going to go, and no, click. Can't find an ad block that works for YouTube ads. I think YouTube have found a way around that. He does sick and depends commercials. Yeah, I mean, what are the ones I get recently? A lot of. I get all the bloody Christmas adverts for all the various UK supermarkets. Anyone who knows me knows the last thing I want to see is bloody Christmas adverts, especially when it's not Christmas. I actually got an advert for, that's one that did stick in my mind because it started out with something so foul and heinous that I was amazed it was actually allowed. It was a Mariah Carey Christmas album. Or something like that, because it started out with her screeching, all I want for Christmas is my front teeth or something. You got 2 words for Christmas, the second one is off. Yeah, it's pretty much my feelings on the subject too, Graham. As I say, I'm not a Christian, so why should I celebrate Christmas? I'm not a Muslim and I don't celebrate any of their holidays, or I'm not Jewish, so I don't celebrate Ramadan and Hanukkah. Guess the Manscaped ads. Oh, do you need the ball deodorant? Is that what it is, Pam? Yeah. Yeah, just as we get rid of the brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, we get the brought to you by Manscaped. Yeah, I know it's personal for me as well, Graham. It's yes, the Manscaped. Been domestic in the kitchen, oh dear. Well, have fun with that, Austin. Yeah, I'm not good in the kitchen. I'm not Sharon Vice levels of bad in the kitchen. No, I can stick a pie in the oven and heat it up without it looking like it was baked at Chernobyl. Yeah. As I say, don't get me wrong, I don't knock anyone else who wants to enjoy it, have fun, sing songs around the campfire, around the fire, or whatever, any of that stuff. But people feel they have to force happiness onto other people, and It's not a time of year I'm happy, generally. I know I can cover it up and hide it because I've worked in shops where you have to. You have to pretend to be happy and smiley and helpful when all you want to do is strangle someone. Um, but yeah, Christmas holds bad memories for me, so I try and ignore it as much as possible. Hence why I stick my Walkman on now whenever I go shopping, so I don't have to hear the annoying tunes. Unfortunately, you can't get away from the lights and the decorations and all the other stuff, but hey ho. It would be amusing if I did run a shop because there wouldn't be the Christmas tunes or the decorations going up. Just another Sunday egg. Let's say if you aren't a Christian, a practicing Christian, let's put it that way, then basically all it is a big roast dinner and everyone gets a birthday. It's pretty much what it ends up as. And then there's the arguments. The whole Christmas is ruined because we didn't have enough cranberry sauce. It's the only bloody day of the year you eat cranberry sauce. Bog off. Woe betide, we could not get the blueberry flavoured Wensleydale cheese. They're all out of stock. Oh no, what will we do? I don't know. Eat normal Wensleydale. It's going to taste better without the berries in it. You know, hey, I can't help it. I'm an old cynic. Exactly, Ruby. It's just extra, just so much stress. I mean, I'm not saying I don't do it at all because I do. We do Christmas. We do. Mary and I do give gifts. I'm waving my hands around, but you can't see what I'm doing with them. I say we give gifts. We don't have a Christmas dinner as such. We eat the food we want to eat. So whether that's pigs in blankets, some sausage rolls, some mini Scotch eggs, mini pork pies, whatever, that kind of stuff. We just have nibbles, munchy nibbles. We just sit and watch stuff on YouTube, set up in bed, relaxing and enjoying ourselves, which is the main thing. To be with the people you want to be with, and to enjoy yourself rather than be stressed like crazy. Watching all these shows and adverts about what you need to do, what's going to make Christmas amazing this year is this product. Oh, Yorkie puds. Oh, you lucky lady Patty. Nom 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 nom. Can't be beat. The good old Yorkshire pudding. Plop the stuffing ball in the top. Fill it up with gravy. Yum 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 yum. Perfect. See, you can eat that any day of the year. Yeah. It's like turkey. In the UK, we eat it once a year. There's a good reason for that. Because nobody wants to eat it any other bloody time of the year. Same with Brussels sprouts, Christmas puddings, and there's the Norfolk coming out, just to show that I am picking up the local accent. Puddings instead of puddings. Well, I may have upset Lidl, the budget supermarket, because they were advertising their 2-year matured Christmas puddings. And I posted the comment underneath, are these last year's 1-year matured Christmas puddings that have been sat in the warehouse for a year and you put in a new box? Yeah, I think I'm now blocked from the middle site. Exactly, Lady Diane. Yeah, you do what makes you happy, not what is the tradition. You don't feel forced to do anything or whatever. It's a holiday. Enjoy it. Don't be stressed. Have fun. If everyone eats too much and just needs a nap in the afternoon, have a nap. It's a Sunday, so I will most likely be doing my stream at the same time. I don't expect anyone to be here because everyone will have better things to do. And the decor will stay the same. Not Yorkshire pudding, Christmas pudding. Yorkshire puddings, you can either buy ready made, but they're never as good, or we just make them yourself. It's easy enough. It's just a thin batter, get it good and hot, get the pan good and hot, bit of oil in the pan, spoonful of batter, and stick it in the oven. Yum, yum, yum. Those Devons and his horse duvers. Hors d'oeuvre. Yes. Exactly. Yorkshire pudding. It should be a worldwide staple. And what is it? Flour and milk, basically. Flour, milk, and a bit of egg. That's about it. Bit of salt. And roast beef when you used to eat meat. Yeah, roast beef is good. I might treat myself and get a microwavable Sunday roast. Yeah, I say Christmas pudding. People do buy it ready made because it's just a pain in the backside to make, and you know it's nasty. I mean, I don't do alcohol and I don't do fruit, so Christmas pudding, it's not going to happen. I mean, a Yule log, which is basically a chocolate Swiss roll, yeah, I'll quite happily eat that. You know, Pam has coffee. We are safe now. Yeah, exactly. And for Patty's benefit, is I did understand what you were saying, Patty. Uh, if I can actually type in the right box, might help. No, wrong horse. There you go, Patty, the correct spelling. Or if you've seen Only Fools and Horses, it's horse doers. I think there should be an apostrophe between the D and the O as well. But there we go. Yes, I did do French at school. Spelled it how you say it. Yeah, exactly. It took me a couple of seconds, but I figured it out. First, I said horse doers. Yeah, exactly. That does come purely from Only Fools and Horses. Where Del Boy would try and sound cool and sophisticated by mispronouncing French words in completely the wrong context. Not quite as good as the policeman in Hello Hello, as he was just hilarious. And if you've never seen Hello Hello, I suggest you watch it. And Mark is now having flashbacks to watching Hello Hello as a kid. and lusting after a certain waitress. It's a 1980s British comedy set in World War II France in a small cafe run by someone who works for the resistance with completely incompetent German officers. Yes, Vicky Michelle. Oh, no. Exactly, Graham. Trying to remember what the character's name was. She had Renee and Edith. The what was the policeman's name? I can't remember. It was Lieutenant Gruber. There was the Italian captain as well. He was hilarious. But yeah, the English policeman pretending to be French was hilarious. Good morning. I was passing by the door and I noticed a small boom. Oh, and can't forget. Tis I, Leclerc, master of disguise. Yes. That is just such a hilarious show. It's probably extremely racist now, like most 1980s British comedies were, but there were some great shows back then. And somehow, wowzers, I'm running over. So, who's on now? I think it's young Brienne, isn't it? My American friends will let me know. Now I try to remember her channel name. Is it Brienne's Fish Tanks? Yvette Carte Blanche. Yes, that was the one. So, if you want more fishy goodness, but in a definitely more PG rating, head over to Brienne. I think it's Brienne's Fish Tanks. If not, I'm sure someone will pop a link in. But it's time for me to farewell and adieu. 70 now. Yeah, but you still would probably, Graham. Thank you everyone for tuning in, for watching, putting up with my random waffle. Thank you to the members. Thank you to Sandy for the super chat. You can tell it's time because the tank lights are going off. And have fun, everyone. Stay safe. Enjoy your week. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Yes, it was the BBC Lady Day. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do.